we go high and never fail. We go back down. You can't stop the fire we bring. Defending the world, aliens and things. It's the tubular, 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 we go high, 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 in the world, we go high, Guardians,
The cave is dark and damp, illuminated only by the flickering torches held by Haxatar Obliterus and the drowned Duke. The thaumaturgist is dressed in finery and carries an ornate staff, while the warrior is covered in leather armor and carries a sword at his side.
We must find the monster with mimicry power. Its abilities would be invaluable in our quest to defeat the Guardians and please the Dark Emperor. Do try to keep up, Haxatar.
Haxatar will do his best, but Haxatar won't be held responsible for your missteps, Duke. How do you know so much about this creature before we have crossed paths with it?
Do you truly believe that I, a master of the arcane arts, would idly dawdle while those uncouth guardians bumble about in their hapless quest for a monster? I have expended untold amounts of time and effort in the refinement of my sorcery, attuning myself to the myriad energies of this mundane world upon which we find ourselves. Through my tireless endeavors, I have unearthed a means not only to detect these wretched beasts, but also to shield them from the prying eyes of lesser beings.
As they make their way deeper into the cave, the drowned Duke leads the way, his superior intellect and knowledge guiding them through the twists and turns.
Watch your step, Haxatar. One misstep, and we could both end up in a heap on the ground.
Haxatar is quite capable of taking care of himself, Duke. You don't need to worry about Haxatar.
As they continue their search, Haxatar takes notice of a strange glowing object in the distance.
Look, over there.
Yes, I see it. Bear in mind that...
Before the drowned Duke can finish his thought, Haxatar, his powerful legs driving him forward, swiftly moves toward the object. As he approaches, he realizes it is not the GeoMonster they were seeking, but rather a large crystal, pulsing with a strange energy.
What do you think it does?
The large Triceraton reaches for the glowing crystal, and the moment his large, meaty fingers touch its outer shell, it explodes in a blinding white light.
Duke! Haxatar can't see anything! Are we under attack? Tell Haxatar where to strike!
The Triceraton unsheathes his sword and holds it in front of him.
Calm down, my friend. I promise there are no threats towards either of our lives. Give it a moment, and your vision will return.
Duke, you sound different.
That's probably just your concussion talking. Well, you follow me, and we can continue our little sojourn.
You're asking Haxatar?
Come, let us mend the broken bridge between us.
The drowned Duke places his hand on Haxatar's shoulder and directs him deeper into the cave. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the cave.
You pitiful imbecile. Is it truly beyond the scope of your limited faculties to refrain from physical contact with objects? The notion that your feeble-minded intellect could sustain even the slightest modicum of logical coherence is laughable. Once my ocular function has been restored, rest assured that I shall mete out just retribution for this egregious transgression.
Calm down, my friend. I promise there are no threats towards either of our lives. Give it a moment, and your vision will return.
As the amphibious sorcerer's vision slowly returns, they see the usually lumbering dinosaur casually approaching.
What is going on here? Where are you coming from?
That's probably just your concussion talking. Will you follow me until we can continue our little sojourn?
Excuse me? Follow who?
Me. I think I know.
Did you truly believe that your meager shape-shifting abilities would have any effect on a thaumaturgist of my caliber? Know that I possess the power to extract every last drop of fluid from your body unless you reveal your true nature to me at once.
The fierce dinosaur writhes and strains with all its might against the mystical bindings that constrict its powerful form. Its bulging muscles bulge with the effort, its veins pulsing with determination, yet the ethereal restraints hold firm, imprisoning the creature in a state of helpless frustration. Meanwhile, Haxatar stands aghast and bewildered, his eyes transfixed on the figure he was escorting, now suspended in midair by an unseen and unforgiving force. The air shimmers with an eerie energy as the captive struggles and wriggles, its form contorted with a desperate yearning for freedom. Yet the invisible shackles hold it fast, unyielding in their grasp.
Duke, tell Haxatar what to do. What is attacking you?
The scaly humanoid amphibian with webbed hands and feet seems to lose cohesion as its features swell and distort. The powerful and streamlined body morphs into a lithe, pale white form with a featureless face. Its hands and feet are impossibly black, with elongated claw-like appendages.
Haxatar, if you are in range of my voice, and not deceased, be so kind as to transport the aforementioned creature to my location. I currently have in my possession its partner.
Moments later, Haxatar unceremoniously deposits the convulsing body of the doppelganger directly before the veritable drowned Duke. Once the spell is lifted, the two identical figures struggle to their collective feet.
Ugh. Oh, back. My knee. Oh, your elbow. It's that was
more than
a little uncalled for.
Now that we are done with the theatrics, I have a need for your unique abilities.
Ah, an offer for us.
How intriguing.
Unfortunately, we'll politely
pass.
I see that there is a misunderstanding. You will work for me, or cease to exist.
No one refuses the Dark Emperor.
Dark Emperor?
Name doesn't sound familiar.
He You mock Tirich Mir. Haxatar will run you through with Haxatar's sword.
Dying is not something,
That tends to stick with us.
but you can give it your best shot.
You have yet to taste the rage of Haxatar.
I must say, as much as I would take pleasure in witnessing Haxatar rend you both limb from limb, I have a rather pressing schedule to keep. It is quite clear that the two of you have at least managed to acquire a skill for duplicity. But what if I told you that with just a little help, you could reach new heights beyond your wildest imaginings?
The two identical figures eye each other, wordlessly communicating before turning back to the Duke.
Mimicry has been quite amusing for us.
But as they say, variety is the spice of life.
So, what can Zahat,
And K-Has do for you.
our newest and dearest friend?
You will not merely borrow the likeness of the Guardians. With a tincture of my own magic, you shall also claim their powers as your own.
The subterranean thaumaturgist begins slow and methodical hand gestures that gradually increase in speed and complexity. In mere moments, their hands are a blur and energy crackles between them. As the electric sparks dance and sizzle, they transform into a pair of twin apothecary bottles, shimmering with a brilliant radiance. Inside their glassy confines, a luminous liquid swirls and glistens, as if containing a captured fragment of the cosmos itself.
This concoction will create a mystical vacuum for which you too can draw power away from the Guardians. Though it is powerful, its range is small. The 5 Guardians must be near each other for you to absorb all of their powers. And once we have their power, I shall fully restore the Dark Lord to their former glory, and they will triumph over those bothersome rainbow-colored warriors once and for all.
The pontificating water wizard stares befuddled as the mountainous Triceraton stands with one hand raised.
What are you doing?
You yell if someone interrupts you. And Haxatar has a question. There are 5 Guardians, and Zahak and Kahas are just 2.
Pray, do my ears deceive me?
Does the speaking mountain dare to doubt us?
The power that these
So-called guardians possess is but a mere drop in the vast ocean compared to ours.
As Benny, Scarlett, Jay, Ha-Nuel, and Gwen step onto the bridge of the Enduring Enterprise, their eyes widen in amazement. The room is filled with an array of screens and flashing lights, but what really catches their attention is the holographic figure of GAIA. She is pacing back and forth in front of a massive wall of monitors, her image flickering and shimmering as she moves. Excitement radiates from her as she turns to face the young heroes. Her smile is infectious, spreading from ear to ear as she greets them with a warm welcome.
I know how we can get Pawn back.
Not to be that guy, but didn't they explode or
disintegrate?
Their physical form couldn't handle the 2 conduits, but their life force is still out there. Pan wouldn't let a thing like dying stop them.
If anyone was stubborn enough to push back death, it's them!
So what's the plan? Another trip into the elemental plane?
I swear if that beetle comes for me again, I'm gonna squash it.
No, it would be too risky to send you all onto a plane that you're not tethered to.
GAIA's right. With nothing to anchor us, we could be lost in the infinite space of the plane. Are you proposing a probe?
Not exactly. It will require us to modify the ship's axionic deflector generators.
That sounds equally important and dangerous.
They're essential for spaceflight.
Whoa, wait. If we screw those up, the Enterprise won't fly? Oh man, I was promised a space flight.
Without Pan, do you really think we can get this thing into orbit? I know we've gotten really good on our Titans, but this is a whole different ballgame.
Forget that. Are we really not going to save our friend? The one who sacrificed his life for us, just so you might get to fly a spaceship?
Whoa, I'm not saying that. Pan had plans to go look for his wife, and this is the only spaceship we've got. Let's just try to keep them functional if we can.
What do we need to do?
All we need to do is inverse the biofilters with the manganese nitron phaser polarity and synchronize the gravitic transporter resonator with the portable subspace nullifier and port phase emitter.
Oh, is that all? What will we do with the rest of the day?
Oh, that's bloody brilliant! Instead of trying to fish them out of the endless void, we send out signals that they can follow back. I'm a little jealous. I didn't think of this.
Technically, this is Johnny's idea.
Johnny? Johnny?
Shut the front door. When did you start dating Johnny Dakota?
I don't know if I would call what we've done dating, but I've enjoyed his company the last few weeks.
That's where the flowers are from. I was wondering who bought those. Johnny has quite the gift for flower arrangements.
Is anyone surprised that Johnny would end up dating an alien hologram?
The ethical ramifications of an AI dating a surfer will have to wait. Looks like there's a wild magic spike at the old fairgrounds.
Why do we even have old fairgrounds? It's like we're a town out of Scooby-Doo.
It's an active crime scene. They can't tear it down until they figure out what started that clown riot last year.
I've never seen so many pies thrown in my life. They cleared out my dad's bakery.
They're still finding red noses in the streets.
Only in Dragon Cove. Let's go.
Tirich Mir, the Dark Emperor, has been trapped in a coma after a fierce battle with Pan Vahan. But today, something stirs within them. Slowly, their eyes begin to flutter open, and they take in their surroundings. At their side, the drowned Duke and Haxatar Obliterus stand vigil, their faces tense with anticipation. Tirich Mir's body is frail and weak as they struggle to sit up. Their muscles ache, and their limbs feel like lead. The effort is too much, and they fall back, gasping for air.
My lord, you're awake. We thought we had lost you.
Haxatar is so happy. You are alive, my lord.
Tirich Mir takes a deep breath, their chests rising and falling in a labored rhythm. They look up at their servants, their eyes fierce with determination.
What's happened? Where am I?
You're in my chambers, my lord. You've been in a coma since the battle.
And what of Harbinger?
You defeated him, my lord, but at a great cost. You were gravely injured, and my magic has been sustaining you.
I see. And what of the wild magic?
I used the last of the supply to stabilize you and heal your wounds.
That will not do. I have tasted what this power can do, and I hunger for more. It's time to take the wellspring of magic and make it mine.
But my lord, the wild magic is not meant for one person. It flows through the entire planet.
You speak out of turn, Duke. I am the Dark Lord. All is mine to claim, and anyone who stands in my way will suffer the consequences.
My lord, we must proceed with caution. The Guardians will not take kindly to your claim on the wild magic.
Let them come. Ha! I am Tirich Mir, the Dark Emperor, and I will not be stopped.
I, with great proficiency, have orchestrated a plan that shall culminate in the absorption of the Guardian's powers into our own being. It is a trivial matter of appropriating the untamed magic once the Guardians have been rendered powerless in our presence. Rest assured, my intellectual prowess shall ensure our victory.
As Tirich Mir gingerly rises, their eyes gleam with a hunger for power. The drowned Duke and Haxatar Obliterus exchange uneasy glances, but they dare not question their master's orders. The gate that once welcomed visitors to the fairground now sits rusted and locked. The young heroes have squeezed through the slightly eschewed fence. A sign reading "Closed for the season" is faded and barely legible and hangs limply to one side. The spacious fairground sits abandoned, torn police tape flapping in a gentle breeze. The paint is chipped, the ride's rusted, and the once bright colors have now faded to a dull, lifeless hue. The young heroes break into two groups, as Gwen and Ha-Nuel go one direction, and Scarlett, Jay, and Benny head the other.
Is it only me, or does this place look better run down than it was open? They really should have gone with the post-apocalyptic theme.
People don't trust these rides when they're new. You think they'll trust them if they look run down?
Touché. Was that what I think it was?
The blue and pink-clad teens turn the corner around an abandoned churro stand and find a filthy statue of two clowns in a comical pose. Its paint is chipped, its faces distorted by neglect.
Maybe it was just some rusted metal in the wind.
Are we ever that lucky? Did that clown just move?
Well, well, well. What do we have here? Two little heroes out on the prowl.
One of the stone clowns descends the raised pedestal and begins to stiffly move towards the teens.
We're not afraid of you. We're here to stop you.
Stop me? How cute. And how do you plan on doing that?
There's two of us and only one of you. You won't get away with whatever you're planning.
Oh, I'm not planning anything. You know what I am. I am Chaos Incarnate. You see, I'm not the kind of person who thinks things through. I'm just here to have a little fun.
The clown lunges at the two teens, and a fight ensues. Elsewhere, deeper in the fairgrounds, Benny, Jay, and Scarlett walk under the towering Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel stands tall and rusted, the seat swinging back and forth in the breeze. A sign reads, "Out of order," in bold letters.
Ugh, no, just no.
Calm down. It makes sense when you really think about it. Jay, you agree with me, right?
He does make a fairly strong argument. I want to disagree, but his logic is sound.
I told you. Gwen is Fred, Ha-Nuel is Daphne, I'm Shaggy, and Jay is obviously Velma.
I swear, if you try to cast me as a somewhat verbal Great Dane in this little play, I will kick both of your butts.
You could also be...
If you even mention the abomination that is Scrappy-Doo, who you know I hate, I will break up with you.
In unison, the three teens stare at a dilapidated carousel adorned with knights on horseback and dragons. The carousel spins slowly, the music long silenced. The once beautiful dragons are now worn and decrepit, their paint peeling and faded. They approach the carousel, which is covered in dust and cobwebs. Suddenly, one of the creatures on the carousel comes to life.
What do you think you're doing here? This is my domain. You are not welcome.
Refresh my memory. Did the carousel have a vocal component? I vaguely remember some music.
I think the dragon just talked.
How do you know?
It's staring at me.
Silence, you insolent children! You have disturbed my peace, and for that, you shall pay!
The dragon jumps off the carousel and lunges at the teens. They scramble to defend themselves, but the dragon is surprisingly fast and agile.
Where did it go?
I don't know. For a statue, it's surprisingly nimble.
Sprinting from the shadows, the clown slams into Gwen, and the two tumble into a small kiosk. The rickety structure immediately collapses on the two combatants. Ha-Nuel is shocked to see, stumbling out of the wreckage, two identical versions of Gwen.
It's a shapeshifter!
Oh.
The two Gwens stare angrily at each other and back at the befuddled Ha-Nuel.
Quit playing around! Help me take down the monster! What are you waiting for? You have to take this thing down now.
There's only one way to settle this. Tell me the 3 things wrong with your outfit, right now.
What? Nothing. You picked this out for me this morning.
With a quick sweeping hand movement, the pink-clad hero pushes a powerful gust of wind into the confused Gwen, causing it to flip backwards into the rubble once again.
Impressive. You did that without your chaperons.
That practice is finally paying off.
Guys, we found the GeoMonster. It's a shape-changer.
What are you talking about? We're fighting a wooden dragon that came to life. Ow! This has to be the monster.
2 monsters? We're fighting 2 monsters? This just escalated. It's morphin' time!
It's what now? What did you just say?
It's what Billy from Earth 2 said before switching into his armor. Unfortunately, the conduits are on a specific voice command lock that I haven't been able to work around yet.
Fine. Guardians, engage!
Fluidic Defender!
Nova Knight!
Storm Sentinel!
Fire Paladin!
Hydro Pilot!
In 2 separate spots, the armored teens stand their ground against the imposing GeoMonsters. Tension thickens the air as the wooden dragon and Gwen flash unsettling grins that seem to set in stone. Suddenly, their bodies contort and twist with a deliberate slowness as if they were made of liquid metal. The organic puddles move towards each other, with the heroes trailing closely behind. Rising up, the liquid's features blur and fade until they settle on the featureless gray face and body with black clawed hands and feet.
Indeed, that task took much.
Longer than it should have.
It seems that none of you are
quite as skilled at this hero thing.
Wouldn't you agree?
Sentinel, you're up.
Excuse me?
It's clearly sapient. You've been pushing for us not to be murder hobos, so try reasoning with them.
Okay, hello there. I'm Storm Sentinel. Can we know your name?
The twin monsters stare confusedly at Ha-Nuel for a moment before identical smiles form on their faces.
Why do you want to
know our name, human?
I believe that knowing each other's names is the first step to getting to know each other and understanding each other.
Understanding? Ha! You hear that, Zahak?
Indeed I did, Khaz.
You humans are always
trying to understand everything.
You think you're so smart.
This isn't going well. Be ready for when this goes sideways.
I'm always ready.
Have a little faith. Sentinel has de-escalated significantly more challenging people than these things.
Whoa. Looks like our vibes aren't in sync. I don't claim to know everything, but I do believe in treating each other with respect and kindness, no matter who or what they are.
Kindness?
Respect?
You humans are so naive.
You think you can reason with us?
We are superior to you in every way.
In my experience, throwing around terms like superiority or inferiority can make a situation much more tense. We're all equal in the eyes of the universe.
Oh, how noble of you.
Lesser minds always think that.
I don't want to fight you. I just want to understand you. Is there anything I can do to help?
Actually, there is one thing
you can do for us, human.
In a lightning-quick movement, one of the monsters darts towards Ha-Nuel, its enormous clawed hand reaching out like a serpent, striking its prey. With a sickening thud, the monster's grasp closes around Ha-Nuel's arm like an iron vice, squeezing him with a force that makes his bones ache. Ha-Nuel tries to pull away, but the monster's grip is unbreakable, like a vice clamped around his armored limb.
You can give us your power!
Let go of me. I called it! Now can I pummel the creepy twins?
Bring the pain! Alfie Sentinel, Knight and Defender, take down the other one.
The armored teens leap into action. The red and blue guardians rush to free their pink compatriot, while the green and black guardians face off against the second mysterious monster.
What are these things? It's like punching wet sand.
They're malleable, clay-like bodies. Apparently, they have the ability to alter body mass. Change shape, size, and density.
Any ideas on how to stop them?
Either cold to slow the malleability, or electricity to break down the cohesion.
Noted.
Pry it off me!
There isn't anything to pry. The fingers have joined together.
You need to figure something out! I'm hitting it as hard as I can, and I think I'm just annoying it!
Aqua Sword! sword!
With a powerful slash of her elemental sword, Gwen severs the hand from the monster, freeing Ha-Nuel.
Well, that's just rude, brother.
Yes, brother.
I believe the time is nigh.
Indeed it is.
Oh boy, this doesn't sound good.
It's time for trouble.
And we'll make it double.
The twin monsters produce their potion bottles and down the glimmering liquid. Their dead black eyes begin to glow in eerie green. The monsters' bodies tremble before their flesh begins to writhe and bulge, as if something inside is trying to burst free. The monster's skin splits apart, revealing a network of pulsing tentacles coiling around its body like serpents.
What the hell is that?
Oh, that is right out of a Cronenberg film.
The tentacles shoot out from the monster's body, wrapping around the teen's limbs and torsos with crushing force. As the teens struggle and writhe in vain, the tentacles start to glow, matching each guardian's signature color.
These things are impossibly strong!
Should we be concerned with glowing tentacles?
Are glowing tentacles ever a good thing?
Just give me a... Oh God. They're siphoning our source energy.
I can barely move a toe! How can we break free?
Defender, you said electricity might hurt them?
Yeah. Why? Oh. Do it.
Sorry, everybody. Tesla burst!
The Black Guardian's armor crackles with energy, a brewing storm waiting to unleash its fury. Suddenly, the air erupts in a blinding flash of light, as if the heavens themselves have opened up. Bolts of lightning leap from the Guardian's armor. The tentacles quiver and writhe in agony as the lightning tears through them like a hot knife through butter. Hero and villain alike are tossed and flung about like rag dolls in the midst of the electrical storm. With a final burst of energy, the charge explodes in every direction, sending a shockwave through the air that decimates the dilapidated booths and rides in its wake. As the dust clears, every combatant lays motionless. The Guardian's armor ripples and returns to their individual conduits, leaving the teens defenseless. Guardians. Back at the Enduring Enterprise, a panicked GAIA paces back and forth, occasionally looking up at the bank of monitors.
Think, GAIA, think. You can't get a teleportation lock because of overflow of electrical and source energy. You can't go get them because you're a hologram. I've got it.
Twigster, where's the fire? Use the emergency code, so I left Reginald in charge of the truck. What's the 411?
The Guardians are unconscious, and I don't know how long the monster they fought will stay down. I can drop you near the entrance, but I need you to move them from that area so I can extract them.
Beat me down, Scotty. Johnny to the rescue.
Tubular Teens with Titans is written and produced by Velvet Fiend Rabbit Productions. Our theme song, Thunder Sword, is written and produced by Ahmad Judah and Joe Chasm. with lyrics and vocals by Keisha Wallace. If you liked what you just heard, please head over to the podcast service of your choice and leave us a rating and a review. It truly helps more people find the show. Tubular Teeth with Titans features the vocal talents of...
I'm Briar Zachary, and I play the Druidic Defender, Terra.
Ryan Tibbetts, and I played Benny Humo, the Pyre Paladin.
I'm Tim Loika, and I play Storm Sentinel, Ha-Nuel Yasao.
I'm Keisha Wallace, and I play the Hydro Hoplite, Gwen Avalon.
Sup, I'm Allegra Rodriguez Shivers, and I play the Nova Knight, also known as Scarlett Watts.
I'm Shane Cochran, and I voice Erald.
I'm JJ Jensen, and I play Hera.
I'm Michael Waldschlager II, and I play Pan Vahan, Guardian Prime.
I'm Noah, and I play Johnny Dakota.
Kyle Gould as Reginald Thaddeus III.
I'm Jerry Kokich, and I play the Drowned Duke.
I'm PJ Argento, and I voice
Tirich Mir.
Hi, I'm Sarah Roberts, and I play Desdemona George.